He's scrolling on his phone when he suddenly freezes after seeing a picture of Song and Ryan. Lee snatches the phone and says, "I told you I photographed them pretending to be a couple." Yoon responds, "I thought you meant casually sitting together, not like that." Yoon rushes to the museum and confronts Song about the photos. She says she had to do it. Yoon asks why she didn't ask him for help. Was it because he's not her type? Song teases him, and Yoon threatens to tell her mom if she keeps it up. She promises not to tell anyone, just as Ryan walks in. Ryan asks Yoon to teach him judo. Yoon agrees and invites him to come over immediately. Ryan confesses he overheard their conversation, that Song was lying, and wanted to keep this secret between them. He admits that even if Song lies, he'll stand by her at least to keep her safe in the museum. He asks Yoon not to tell anyone and leaves to change clothes. Meanwhile, Lee comes by because her son is training with Yoon. She runs into Ryan and mistakes him for the person who swapped her room key at the hotel. She asks why he never reminded her all this time. Ryan asks what kind of relationship she and Song have. When she says they're close friends, he asks, "Then why were you in the same hotel room?" She nervously brushes it off, saying they just went on a getaway. Ryan suspects there's a hidden secret she's trying to expose and wonders if she's trying to out Song's fake relationship. Lee later tells Song everything, and they all laugh about the misunderstanding. Ryan returns home, frustrated that he allowed himself to think that way and got involved in this fake romance. The doorbell rings. It's a delivery man bringing food. Cian enters right behind him, asking Ryan to pay since he's not allowed to use his credit card. The producers don't want him gaining weight. Ryan teases him. "Is that why you wore that arm brace and pretended to be injured? To rest?" They both laugh. Cian says he wants to join the celebrity exhibition if Ryan keeps their talk a secret. Ryan agrees. Later, Ryan checks the messages between himself and the admin of the Road to Xi'an page and realizes he never sent those photos. At the same time, Iam's daughter is getting slammed online by fans accusing her of spreading fake news. The next day, Iam drops her daughter off at the museum. Loudly, she tells her, "Don't let anyone know you're my daughter," not realizing staff are right behind her. Of course, now they know. At work, Song prepares drinks for her co-workers when she gets a message from Ryan asking where he can meet her to return her notebook. Ryan gathers the team and asks one of Song's co-workers to read out the list of celebrities participating in the exhibit. Cian is among them. Ryan asks Song what she thinks, but she's completely distracted and doesn't respond. He explains they need a mix of artistic styles and flips through some portfolios. He comes across the work of the late artist Yoon Tai. Some of his unpublished work is reportedly with writer Ross Young. One of the co-workers says they tried to contact Ross, but he refused to show the who has the collection, but he refused all offers. The next day, Ryan heads out to see the author. On the way, Song joins him in the car. Unbeknownst to them, Iam's daughter is watching. It starts raining heavily, and they arrive at the writer's house completely soaked. The writer, grumpy and unwelcoming, lets them stay the night but refuses to talk about the paintings. He gives them dry clothes. In the morning, Song wakes up to find Ryan sleeping beside her. She pretends to still be asleep until he gets up and moves away. Before leaving, the author asks them to follow him to a room where he reveals the final paintings. He shares his story. His father was a soldier who was always disappointed in him for not following in his footsteps. When he told his father he wanted to be a writer, they didn't speak for years. He was never able to express his feelings. Song comments on the letters and says she once admired Manny Bell because of the author. He replies that he never told anyone he was Bell's son because he was ashamed. Ashamed that he ignored his father's love. Ryan says, "You might not realize it, but I'm sure you knew how you felt before you passed." The author agrees to let them showcase the works in the museum. He and Ryan talk in the garden while Song takes latte. But Song has set up a bunch of tough quiz questions to limit access. Ryan stays up all night trying to answer them. The next day, Song rushes to work, in a hurry and not waiting for the light to change. As she's crossing the street, a car almost hits her. Ryan sees her and jumps out of his own car, but a man on a scooter crashes into his door. Song later learns Ryan was injured and sent to the hospital. Someone asks her why she was late. She starts to explain. It turns out that Joe is the one who crashed into Ryan's car. After being discharged from the hospital, Joe returns to work, but Lee tells him he should go rest. He refuses and stays at work. He asks her to lend him money because his guitar broke. Meanwhile, Ryan goes to the office and sends a message to Song through the Road to Xi'an fan page, watching her reaction. He tells her he wants to meet to return her notebook, but Song is frustrated and says they can't meet right now. She asks him to mail it instead. Ryan refuses, saying he's too busy all day. Later, Ryan walks into the office and Song immediately asks if he's busy. He replies that he's very busy. She offers to run any errands for him, like going to the post office or the bank. He tells her to go ahead, mostly because Xiao has just arrived at the door. And as soon as Song hears that, she's visibly excited. When Xian arrives, everyone at the museum is in disbelief, constantly coming in to see him. Ryan and Xian talk, and Xian asks who's participating in this year's exhibition. He wants to join. Ryan tells him the participants include the writer Ross Young, the artist Cohen, and the ballerina Oh Young, along with 3 other celebrities. Xian asks if they're just using him for advertising, but Ryan says no. Xian then asks to tour the museum. A fan sees him and asks for a photo, and Song ends up taking many pictures of him. Ryan heads back to the staff room with his team, and they all begin asking when he and Song started dating and how they met. Song laughs and says they first met in America, and Ryan adds that she was the one who started talking to him. They continue teasing each other by recalling their first meeting and what they said. Meanwhile, Lee and Joe are at a music store. Lee buys him a new guitar, and he gives her tickets to his concert. At the same time, Song is with Ryan at his house. He's drunk and passed out. She helps him home and leaves. When Ryan wakes up, he remembers that he made her sing for the house password, and that he was being very clingy. Embarrassed, he opens his laptop and continues taking the quiz to join the Road to CN fan group. There's only one question left. Which spot on CN's face has a beauty mark? Ryan starts poking at his own face, trying to figure it out, but can't find it. Eventually, he finds out where it was. It was removed. And now he understands why. Song learns that a new member joined the quiz and passed, and she becomes suspicious. Her colleague suggests she's probably just a huge fan like us. Cian tells Ryan that he visited him last night because he had gotten one of Lee Sol's paintings. Ryan remembers the painting. It depicted a woman and a small boy. At the same time, Iam goes to the museum and secretly follows her daughter to take pictures for her imprisoned husband, who wants to see their daughter working. Ryan visits Cian to see the painting. Cian explains there are 9 pieces in the collection. He has 3, Ryan has 1, and if they manage to gather all 9, they could hold a complete exhibition. Ryan returns home and finds he actually has 2 paintings, not 1. He stares at them, trying to draw but can't. Meanwhile, Song goes to lunch with her coworkers. Iam's daughter asks why Ryan isn't eating with them. Song says he's not hungry. After lunch, she goes to get him a drink but finds Choi, Ryan's friend from the US, standing with him. Choi takes Ryan with her. Choi is looking for a studio to start working in Korea. Later, Ryan